Welcome to the first podcast for social hackers. We're going to start by introducing ourselves and saying some information about us. My name is Clockwork, and the two languages that I'm most familiar with is Python and PHP. So the reason that I started hacking was really to learn more about systems, like how they work, to get information, because information, can be hidden sometimes. A lot of companies, may not want you to have certain bits of information. So my favorite style of hacking, as most of you know, is social engineering. It's not really a style, but it's a form of hacking. Also, I like to do SQL injection here and there to get into databases because a lot of databases have that information that I'm looking for. But yeah, so the type of hat that I would consider myself is mostly gray hat, just because I don't really have an affiliation, but probably most would consider me more black hat than white hat. And the reason that I consider myself gray hat is just because I do black hat things. I don't use the information in the best way possible. But however, before I would consider myself black hat. Now I'm probably considering myself more gray hat just because Shadowrifter and I got into a website and we actually called up the admin, told him about the vulnerabilities, and so that was sort of white hat of us. Um, and so I'm gonna let Shadowrifter introduce himself.
Hi, I'm Shadow Drifter here, as you already know. My two main languages are Python and JavaScript. I have to say my favorite styles of hacking would be SQL and phreaking, which is still useful. If I had to say a hat, see, I don't know, it's a tough question. I consider myself a gray hat, but I also do white hat and black hat activities, so it's pretty much perfect to be a gray hat. I've been hacking for around a year, which is not that long. But I got pretty much got into hacking when I was a gamer, and I just kind of fell into computers and all themselves, and I just ended up going to hacking. It was a good decision though. Piece by piece together, it's fascinating.
Um, all right, so I guess I'll talk about the blogs, and updating it. All right, so what we're going to be doing is talking about mostly just really anything to do with computers. Also, some stuff about social sciences. Social engineering is going to be a big thing. Um, maybe some stuff about psychology. I find micro expressions really interesting, so maybe some tutorials about that, or just some blog posts mostly about that. Um, and obviously, there will be some random stuff here and there, but hacking will be the main theme, and the overall idea is just hacking, thinking the way that hackers do, just sort of understanding why people do the things they do as far as systems go, and how to get into systems. So yeah, um, and about the updating of the blog and the podcasts. The podcasts and blogs will probably be updated, um, probably either every Friday, Saturday, or somewhere on the weekend, or probably mostly Friday though, depending on what I'm doing and what Shadow Drifter's doing. We'll probably do some individual ones as well. The blog will be updated more often than the podcast will be, just because I have a smartphone, so I can get on the blog any time of the day and update it. So maybe I'll put in something about like school life, or maybe something that I saw that kind of interests me, and maybe ask questions about why someone does something. That'll probably fall under social sciences more though. Um, but yeah, so that's how we're gonna be updating them. Most of them will be conferences. The podcast will be. They'll be between Shadow Drifter and I. So the next one is going to be about how to pick your target. And so that should be pretty interesting because we both have completely different methods of picking targets. So I hope you guys enjoy that. And this has been the first podcast